So, for example, right now, it seems to me the devout Christians, and I guess sometimes they're maybe lumped into evangelical Christians, they have a unbelievable, unequivocal support for Israel. And I've always tried to understand that because in essence, they believe Jesus is the Messiah, whereas Judaism does not necessarily give him that label. So it always has been, I don't want to say confusing, but it's always been interesting to me that even though Judaism doesn't accept the same, I guess, definition or perspective of Jesus, these Christians are still full on supportive of everything when it comes to Israel. And maybe it's because they believe he needs to come back to that geographical region. Did I interpret
Yeah.
that correctly?
Yeah, that's actually very well said. You're actually you're quite on point. What you'll hear from a lot of evangelical Christians is that the ultimate second coming of Jesus has to involve all the Jews recognizing their error in not in rejecting him and embracing him. So the idea of wow, right? The Jews for 2,000 years were in the dustbins of history. We were in exile. We were downtrodden. We had no political power. We didn't have a country of our own. And all of a sudden, 1948 the Jews are back in Israel. 1967, the Jews are back in Jerusalem. They have the Temple Mount and the Tomb of the Patriarchs, and the Jews are coming back to world history. So evangelicals are excited about it from their perspective as this is all part of the prophecy. The Jews are going to come back to Israel. Jesus will make a second coming. He'll appear. The Jews will all accept that he was the Messiah they should have accepted. So they're excited, and they very much encourage Jews coming to Israel. They're very supportive of Israel for that reason. And in a sense, also, I think that really that's I think that's the part of it I don't like so much. I don't buy that narrative, obviously. But I do think Jews and Christians sort of have an alignment these days, especially in the fight against atrocities and immoralities that we see in the world, especially Israel being at the
Got
forefront of
it.
a lot of terrible things. So Jews and Christians are very much on side. The let's say the right wing element of the Christian world and most of the Jewish world are in together in this fight against the spread of a lot of evil and intolerance in the world.